All right, Coach, you guys are headed on the road now for the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Back to Morrow, Georgia. Let's start by talking about this conference tournament field. It seems like it's kind of willed its way down to four of the best teams in the PBC. And what do you see when you look at the tournament field as a whole?
Well, it's a tremendous field when you got three of the top six teams in the region, and Aiken that's knocking on the door to get into that group as well. So it'll be a great weekend of basketball.
When you talk about two teams on the other side, we'll get to Francis Marion in a second, but obviously each present their own challenges as potential teams that you guys could see down the line. Looking at Clayton State and USC Aiken, what are a couple things that you took away from them from meeting them in the regular season?
Well, they both have excellent players, all conference caliber guys, first and second team on both sides, as do all the teams still playing. So both of those teams have had great years. Obviously, Clayton getting a share of the title, and then Aiken was right there. I mean, they were competitive in every game and lost a lot of close ones that really could have gone either way. But they're kind of hitting their stride here at the right time.
We talk about all these teams kind of seeming to click at the right moments, and when we look at Francis Marion now, a team that's really scoring a lot of their last few games, especially in these last 7. Dietrich Browning, of course, the Player of the Year in the Peach Belt Conference. He hasn't scored any less than 15 in a game this season. What do you take away from the first couple of meetings with him? How do you guys kind of set up for Francis Marion and what they throw at you offensively?
Well, he's got to be an All-American, not just All-Conference Player of the Year, All-American guard. Because he can score the ball so well, but he's also gets everybody involved. And, the rest of the team kind of feeds off him, his unselfishness, his leadership. They're an excellent passing team, and they got great inside-out balance. They got a lot of shooters, attack and transition. They're tough to guard. And defensively, they really do a lot of different things. I think they lead the league in steals. They mix up their defenses, put a lot of pressure on the ball. They're great team. I mean, they're NCAA tournament team, no doubt.
On your guys' side, with the league announcing the accolades today, we look at Nigel Grant getting a first-team selection, Brandon Watson the second team, and then Akia Pruitt with the Defensive Player of the Year. How proud are you of those three guys and the honors that they were able to take home this season?
Yeah, it's great to have two senior captain starters that were voted in the top 10 players in the league, and Akia right there with them. And Defensive Player of the Year is a huge accomplishment. But we had other guys too. I thought James Murray Boyles was very deserving as well, and I thought David Struther was right there for Freshman of the Year, along with Tyrell. So. And then, Micah's another guy that could have been a Defensive Player of the Year candidate along with Akia. So all those guys have really contributed, but I think they also know that our strength is in our team, our depth, and all the different guys that contribute.
It's kind of funny there because you almost mentioned that group of 8 that you kind of call your 8 starters for UNCP. And what have you thought about the way that you've heard those guys talk? It seems like even in their post-game interviews when they talk about it, they are talking a lot about the team and that team orientation. Yeah. This team seems to have a very nice balance about it in that way.
Yeah, they like to win. They like playing with each other. They push each other, and practices are very competitive. And you go beyond that group of 8, we got an excellent scout team that pushes us every day with some of the guys that don't play as much, like Bryson, but also, the guys that are redshirting as well. So they're a fun team to coach. They're competitive, unselfish, and they work hard, but they also have a lot of fun along the way.
Something you guys haven't had to do yet this season is going to a true neutral site game where both teams playing on the neutral floor. Mm-hmm. How do you, as a coaching staff, go about kind of building that energy from within? Because you're not expecting really crowds for either side in that contest, just kind of two teams there to play.
Yeah, well, it'll have a tournament feel. When you go into a neutral site game, it's like the most games that say a regional type NCAA tournament. So I think our guys have been good in different environments, whether it's road, home. This is a little different with the neutral site, but I don't think it matters a whole lot when the ball goes up. Hopefully, I'm sure both teams will be ready to play.
And then for you guys, when we talk about that game against Francis Marion, what did you see your team change from the first game in which you guys lost in Florence to the second game when you won here in Pembroke? And what are some of the keys in your mind to picking up another win in the season series against them?
Well, I thought our defense to start the game was much better. But then, of course, second half they got hot and they got rolling, making threes, transition. So, you can play good defense against them and they're still going to score some. We just got to try to cut down their percentages, make them work for it. And then at the other end, take care of the ball. They really challenge your ball handling with the aggressiveness they play, the traps, different things that they do. So there's a lot of different factors that are going to be important in this game. But, we were good at times against them. And then there's still, looking at tape and stuff, there's a lot of things we can improve. And they're doing the same thing. They're looking at both, contests. And I know Coach Edwards, they've had a great season, and they'll be ready as well.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing you guys down there in Morrow, hopefully for that entire weekend at the PBC Tournament. Thanks for the time, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you.